We'll take your phone calls live, 877-853-5247. Meeting ID, esports extra. That is 377-678-9872 at the pound button twice to join the show. Larry Ridley here, SNY TV, little NBC Sports, little Mad NFL, little NBA 2K League. Oh, we got 4-on-4. We got four brothers on here talking about Jays, and they just corrected me, ladies and gentlemen. We're talking about the 11s. I'm a big bread guy, of course, wear the black and red, and I keep those things clean. I don't never let a speck of dirt get on my breads, man. Don't play with me.
You
with
got to
my
look at
11s.
the weather report before you put those on, man.
I wore them on my last date last week, and I was like, hey, I got to keep those things fresh. The guy came by, like, oh, I
Facts.
like those. I'm like, I like yours too, man. Space Jams. Y'all corrected me. Y'all said the Space Jams are the 11s. I thought they were the 8s.
11s.
You should know you work for Nike. I'm going to defer. I'm going to defer.
We got some sneaker guys on the panel, 11s.
Dude,
Yeah.
I'm not really a sneakerhead. I just like good J's. So I mean, I got about 30 pair.
That's what I'm talking about. That's a strong representation.
Yeah,
Representation
what you got,
matters.
OG, what you got, OG?
Nah, I only got like 12 or something like that. But I mean, I never kept mine from back in the day. You might have had some for a minute now. But
I wore the 9s to the prom. I'll never forget 1994. I drove to Cincinnati to get them before they came out. And my dad was like, you better not ever wear no sneakers to the prom.
When I signed my first contract, I said I was gonna go back and get all the shoes I wanted. So my first year, I went ballistic on shoes.
Okay. All right. Okay. Hey Willie, you worked at Nike. How many J's you got?
God, yeah, yeah. Like
you're around about number 50. I got 20 to 30, legit. Yeah, easily. 50?
I can't be dry snitching on myself, man.
Because all those niggas ain't paid for.
You got a storage pod.
Right.
Exactly. Collection can be gifts. It can be paid for. It can be
man. Let's just say this. I have probably given away out of my own personal collection, maybe 300 pairs of shoes.
And your boys here on this panel, we got none of them. What does it say about you?
No, that was it. That's when I worked that's when I worked for the Swoosh.
Okay. All right. Okay.
I would give them away before I would sell them because, get yourself in trouble trying to, when you're working for the Swoosh and people have gotten themselves in trouble. So I would give them away to my family and people that I was close with. I'll give them away before I sell them.
Derwin, how about yourself?
I love MJ, Michael Jordan, but unfortunately, I don't have any J's. I've had some, but I don't have any now.
You don't rock the J's? Were you an old man? Like, what's going on here?
I am an old man, but yeah.
You waiting for the Kaepernicks?
Oh, man.
No. You know what those things are right on the telephone pole? Hang.
Oh, man.
Flint style.
Oh, you just said wrap them around the telephone pole, did you?
You give them to me brand new. That's exactly where they gonna go.
Oh, man.
Kev got jokes.
We're not the Cam Newtons.
They wilding, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go already. You guys ready, man? We got to get out of here. We got 40 minutes.
Yeah, I was gonna say, if he got the caps, they probably not gonna be shoes. They'll probably be knee pads. But
here we go.
All right, let's go, Larry.
No, man, y'all wilding, man. We'll take your phone calls. I like how you let us go there. We'll take your phone calls live at 877-853-5247. Meeting ID is esportsXTRA. That is 377-678-5247. Excuse me, 377-678-9872. Hit the pound button twice to join the show. So we'll come and get back to you guys, and we'll talk more about that. But we're going to talk NBA today. We're talking LeBron James. We're also talking some National Football League. Yeah, virtual Super Bowl was a little weird last night. We'll get into that. Tom Brady, are y'all, worried about Tom Brady? Have you had enough of Tom Brady? Because you might see him a little bit longer than you think. We'll talk about that. Madden Pro Bowl this weekend. We'll get you guys' thoughts on the virtual Madden Pro Bowl. Also, NBA 2K League Combine. We'll have OG King Kurt to break it all down for us. We will all sit back and listen and take notes. Exciting time for the NBA 2K League. Y'all start up like next month, right, OG?
We're gonna start in April.
But I mean, like, things really get rolling next month, right?
Yeah, we start really buckling down draft and coming up, and then relocation, and then see training camp, then season start.
Yes, sir. All right, gotta love the NBA 2K League. Some of the best energy that you'll see in esports, and then we'll wrap up with the Compete for Everyone Black News Channel episode 36. Derwin Worrell, Dagwood on there this weekend. NFC wildcard matchup. You can laugh out loud. It's okay. You can laugh out loud.
Man, under normal circumstances, I would have, but when you guys start talking about Cap, D might have gotten a little sensitive if I was laughing, so I didn't say anything. Just want to be quiet.
I'm good.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding, D. I'm kidding, man.
We'll get into that. So we'll talk about that. Once again, your phone call is 877-853-5247. Meeting ID, esportsXTRA 377-678-9872. Hit the pound button twice to join the show. So we'll talk about that. Let's start with the NBA. LeBron James last night for the second week in a row, getting into it with some people in the stands. This time it actually was a fan, not an employee of the team, like what we saw last week in Cleveland, one of the team employees barking at him when he missed a shot in the third quarter. It started in the fourth quarter this time, around 8 minutes left. A lady, actually it was a couple of ladies, but one lady in particular, I don't know if she was a housewife of Atlanta or whatever the hell she was, but she was barking at LeBron and got ejected. I did some more research on it. So apparently her husband
is the
one that had the issue with LeBron.
Yep. Yeah.
She's kind of indifferent. Like, why are you fighting this fight for your husband? And what do you think you're going to do? What the hell is going on here? And what do they call her? Courtside Karen? Is what they call her? Oh, man.
Man.
I thought I've seen it all, man. Is this thing going to continue all season? Like, what are you guys' thoughts on LeBron versus Courtside Karen last night in the ATL? Had to be a white woman, too, in the ATL, right?
During Black History Month.
I know. We'll start with you, OG.
I mean, I'm like you at first. Like when I the first video I saw was the woman, and like so I'm trying to listen to what she's talking about. She just crying and doing a bunch of complaining. But then when I looked in further, it was kind of a dispute with the husband that started everything. But my whole thing is like it is a little different now because players can hear everything that's being said now.
1,800 fans in the stands last night.
Yeah, I mean that's obviously more than a lot of other arenas been allowing, but
that's still hollow, very hollow.
Yeah, you can hear. Yeah, that's what I was getting to. You can still hear everything, and I mean, I'm with the heckling, I guess, but I mean, at the end of the day, like, I mean, it ain't nothing you can say. LeBron is LeBron, and then a lot of the accusations behind it. I mean, even if you don't like LeBron for whatever reason, he doesn't have any track record of like being malicious to anybody. I mean, so it was just it was kind of comical, and a lot of the memes and everything and what they saying that they think was said and all that, it was hilarious. But I don't know. I mean, I guess LeBron gonna catch it no matter what, whether it's on social media, whether it's hecklers in the stands. I mean, it just is when you're on top. That's what you have to be ready to endure.
But why is that? I mean, I don't ever recall, other than the professional heckler that used to be with the Washington Bullets, Washington Wizards. I don't remember Michael Jordan, him having issues with fans heckling him, and he was on top of the NBA at one point in time.
I say this, Derwin, like really, we don't know because like
different era, different age.
Because
man,
think about it, Derwin. If we rewind this back to the 80s and 90s, we don't hear about this. Like we don't hear, we wouldn't hear because the first thing that happens is it goes to social media. Then when it goes to social media, now it's blown up everywhere. Like if one post goes on social media before you even see it on television, millions have already heard about it. So I don't know. We don't really know. Like unless they decided to pick out somebody, like you said, I remember there was another heckler I think that was in Philly or something like that, but they didn't really highlight those people like that. I mean, and now I guess they just got to find something else to talk about because obviously we don't have packed arenas and everything like that going on. So I guess that was just a better story.
Hey, Willie, your thoughts here. What was she saying, and what got her riled up, man?
It's crazy because and then LeBron when he first tweeted, he had to, as we say this, we all know this. When there is greatness involved, there's some petty involved too, right? So when LeBron tweeted out, I thought that was a dad and a daughter. he was being
Wow.
he was being petty, right? So that cracked me up when I saw that. But the other thing too, I think one of the things, D, is like, so to your point, I think one of the things, and we talk about this a lot, where you hear about the rise, and this is one of the things that teams and leagues are going to really have to combat and deal with, especially with 4K TVs and things of that nature. The rising cost of ticket prices, right? Like, people are paying so much to go to these games that they feel entitled that they can say and do whatever they want to do with these people that are on the floor, and they're like, I paid this much, and
I pay.
right, and because that ticket price is so high, their thought process, if they go to a few games a year, their thought process is, I pay your salary. And it's like, nah, the TV contract pays my salary. But they're, because that ticket costs so much, that they feel like they're paying the players' salaries. So there's a sense of entitlement that comes with that. So I think that's one of the reasons why we see it. I think another reason why we see it as well is, as everybody was saying, with social media, it's giving us all, now look, we all just set our cameras up, we set our computers up, we set our phones up, we get a headphones, we get a set, and we start talking, right? So what social media has done, what the internet has done, is giving everybody an opinion. Everybody feels entitled to be able to say something.
Yeah, they're like buttholes too.
Right. Yeah, exactly. So everybody says something. It's become more and more popular to be a troll, for lack of a better term. And people lean into that. So I think you see a lot of that stuff that's going on, man.
My fault.
No, go ahead.
No, what I was gonna say is what I learned in the business, that fans pay the bills, owners pay the players. So,
right. Yeah. Facts. And, so I think that's something, even bigger than this incident. I think that's something that, and it's part of the reason why teams are making experiences out of going to the games. I mean, even in baseball, they're doing this. They're behind, but these parks, and they have swimming pools at the park, and they got bars at the park. So people are going to the parks and not even watching the games. And in Phoenix, my old team.
The NBA started this with the entertainment aspect of it.
Right.
It's a show.
Yeah, it's a show. And so, in Phoenix now, they have like the biggest sports bar in Arizona at the new arena now. And so that's become an experience, and they're doing that because of the rising ticket prices and things of that nature. But whether it's a manifest function or latent function of that, is the fact that people pay these ticket prices and they feel entitled, man.
Sure.
And they say things, and the other thing as well is, because in the case of LeBron James, because LeBron James is this superhuman figure, people oftentimes that pay those ticket prices that go to those games, they don't look at him as that's another human being I'm talking to.
They think he can take it, exactly. He's
got
a target on his back. He's got the money, he's got the fame. He's got
that's like, I'm talking to a superhero. And I'm not saying it's right. I'm just saying that's how it goes.
No, it's be glad it wasn't Ron.
Oh man, right. Oh man, with no fans there too.
Hey, well, D-Dubs, your thought here. Interesting that the back and forth's taken up for her man almost. It's like there's stand by your man, and then there's like take it up for your man. Like, what the hell is she doing?
Yeah.
Like, what does she think she is?
I don't know if you guys caught it. I watched her. She had a video on Twitter.
Who's the guy though? Who's the dude?
Because one, I never saw the guy.
Husband, exactly.
I saw two girls in fur coats.
That's it.
Yeah.
And I watched her video on Twitter, somewhere on Twitter today, and she was saying that if her and the husband and LeBron were going back and forth, and then
big dude, I think too.
I guess I never saw him. And then she said that he's been a Hawk fan forever. He's a big time Hawks fan, and she said like LeBron was talking nasty to him or whatever, and then she also claimed that LeBron used the B word towards her. That's what she says. I don't know.
Oh my God.
But then she's offered an apology as well.
She did.
Oh, really?
She came out and apologized.
And then I guess people must have been trolling her because she also said that she was 25 years old. I don't know. She's pretty. She looks good. I don't know. One of my friends said I don't believe she's 25.
Yeah, she didn't look that young, but okay.
But then maybe the guy must be older. I've never seen him because she said someone called her a gold digger. I don't know, but she said, "I'm gonna take up for my man." That's how she said, "I'm gonna take up for my man." So that's what she was doing. But then at the end of the day, as a superstar and as an ambassador to the game, how much responsibility is it on LeBron just not to say anything?
Let that be run on test.
I've seen some arguments about
or
that
Steven
too.
Jackson back in the day. They had some action.
Hey,
your boy in DC would go. I've heard him talk about he gonna beat somebody up. The guard in DC, Westbrook, he crazy.
Yeah.
I won't fool with that guy.
Well, the thing about it too, D, we've seen this happen with LeBron before, right? Because at the time, the first time I saw it, when Chris Bosh was dating, not his wife, but he was dating another girl in Toronto.
Mm-hmm.
And she had and they were playing the Cavs. And she jumped up and she was talking live about LeBron. And LeBron said, "Oh, really?" And he had one of those crazy games.
Mm-hmm.
So if you watch that game yesterday, going into like the fourth quarter, LeBron had like 12 points, right? And maybe that flipped the switch because in the fourth quarter,
it was Cleveland all over again. Dude.
Oh man, in the fourth quarter, it was like I watched the game, and in the fourth, it was just like because the Hawks were right there. They were right there, and then LeBron flipped the switch, and what my man say? I just flipped the switch, right? Like, so
nobody else.
That's right, facts. So for me, like, is like, man, you got to know when to leave people alone too, because now that's it. Shout out Kenny Rogers.
Yes, sir. Oh, when to hold 'em.
LL, you on your country music kick today, man.
Nashville, baby.
Yeah.
You better count
Tennessee.
your money.
Yeah.
Good stuff. No, I think it's fascinating, man. It's slow. You know what I'm saying? It's the dog days of the NBA. You know how it is. And I love these little stories that come out, like,
Me too,
last week
man.
in Cleveland, and this week and plus she had her mask down. It's like, look, pull your mask up, girl. You follow protocols. But yeah, 1,800 fans inside of a cavernous, State Farm arena. You're gonna be able to hear any and every damn thing. And LeBron, he acted on it, and I just want LeBron to say what he really wants to say, which is, you got to go back to your miserable life.
Facts.
You got to go and live your life.
As Savvy of Music says.
LeBron.
Yep, I'm LeBron James.
LeBron James.
Yeah, I'm LeBron James.
LeBron said that he didn't feel that they should have been ejected, but it seemed like the officials were really the catalyst, because you see all three officials got together. They told us to sit our ass down multiple times. Okay, so they're the ones that, because LeBron said he had a conversation with dude and they were good, two men. Because normally,
if I'm there, I'm telling my girl, sit your ass down.
Yeah, because men don't normally like to engage women. They engage men. That's normally the rule of thumb. So. But she jumped in it.
The rule of engagement.
That's it. That's it.
Be careful.
But he should have told her, "Yo, chill. I got this." That's what he should have said.
No, sit your ass down after 2 or 3.
Be careful.
It ain't chill. It's really sit your ass down at that point. So, good stuff there, guys. I'm glad that you guys brought some light to this issue and shed some light on this issue, because there was a few things that I kind of saw a little later today, and I was missing some of the facts. So that's why you guys are on here. Virtual Super Bowl last night. Opening night, you got opening week. I've been to some of these things. I've covered, 2 or 3 Super Bowls, and there's nothing like Media Day. It's changed over the last, I don't know, when did it change, Derwin? Maybe 3 or 4 years ago, maybe?
Yeah.
Somewhere around there. They do this opening night thing, which is really Media Day, but it's at night now. We've had them at stadiums. They've had them in arenas the last few years. Yesterday, it was like Tom Brady was sitting in rooms like, yeah, this is different than the other 9 that I've been into. He flexed on all of us. The other 9 were way different than this. He's sitting in a damn room by himself, and it just didn't have the same feel. I mean, we got the content, but there's nothing like being there, man. Look, I know virtual, it's the wave, but I like interaction. You know what I'm saying? I like the live feel to things, man. I can't wait to get back to this. That's a COVID PSA for another time. But your thoughts here on the virtual Super Bowl opening night down there in Tampa. Tampa looking good though, man. I got the cannons out in the water. You know,
Florida, dog.
Yeah,
You
it's looking
can't.
good.
Every time I go visit my mom, I'm like, you can't beat blue skies and white clouds and water. Come on, man.
Oh
Florida,
man,
palm
yes.
trees.
Other than hurricanes, it's beautiful down there.
Yeah, but the hurricane come every now and then, you know.
Okay.
But you don't realize, you don't miss it until it's gone. You know, this whole COVID thing has changed all of our lives. Even I always focus on the kids. You know, children are social beings. They want to interact with one another. They can't do that. And now we're looking at the Super Bowl. You're used to media day and seeing guys face to face. Marshawn, I'm just here not to get fined.
That's it.
You know, and now it's like cats are doing Zoom calls from a room. You know, I saw Kelsey and Grunk and these guys. Yep. It's lonely.
We're showing all the pictures. You know, Mahomes, all of them. They're just same backdrop. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's another thing. That's a technical thing. I didn't really want to get into that, but you're right about that, OG. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's just not. I mean, it doesn't even keep you engaged. I mean, that much. Yeah. I mean, because it looks. I mean, it looks like it's like in 720 or whatever. I mean, it's not 720. It's not 4K.
It's not a good picture. It's not.
So, right. And I can relate because, like, for me, going through a season where really in our esport, it's all about the live experience and not being able to have that. It does take the luster off of it. I mean, so I can only imagine. I mean, how they used to going about things. I mean, I know at least. From my experience in doing interviews and highlight moments, I mean, you want the environment, you want everybody around and just, you know, taking up the moment. But now just being isolated in a room, sitting there looking back at other screens and it's this and that, it's like it can't have the same feel. Although Tom is playing for something a little different, and then Mahomes is playing for something different too. So everybody's still gonna tune in, but you're right. This the whole overall media aspect of it that we used to is just it's a little bland right now.
Yeah, I tried to watch it last night a little bit of it. The guys at NFL Network always do a fabulous job. Rich Eisen, I saw Irv out there, Michael Irvin, and those guys. But we're doing something with some NFL players. It's going to be me, Eric Davis, and Brock Vereen. We're doing something with the NFL alumni, and it's virtual. Like at least last year, we were there at the Super Bowl. It was fun. It was me and AG and the Vereen brothers, and now it's just like I'm just gonna be sitting right here, and it's like, I'm not feeling it, man.
And it's gonna be that way going forward for a while.
See, Daryl, why you got it?
It's got to, man. You can't because
come on, man, you're going Q-tips. So why you got to go and do that?
I mean, I'm being honest. You lost too many lives around the world. Cats ain't gonna be jumping the full media day for a week with hundreds of journalists. You know, and huddle up trying to get a soundbite.
Thousands when I was
thousands.
There,
you can't.
When I was there.
You can't do that anymore for the next couple of years. Period.
Okay, this is not forever. You made it seem like we'll never get back to
that. You want to put a number on it? Maybe the next 3-4 years.
No, see, Daryl, don't do that, man.
If COVID is going by the summer, they're not gonna risk that.
It ain't gonna be gone for by the summer. Let's
exactly.
Now. We're going at least until the fall or winter until we get anything, any semblance of normal life.
The scary thing is, somebody said yesterday, I was having a conversation with someone from Bloomberg, and they were like, we might go on with this mask thing for a long time.
I could see it running into 2020.
Like China.
I can.
Yeah, it's like China. Asian people, they're used to that.
Y'all saying be like, we are. Like, ain't no be like.
Yeah, so... It's tough. It's sad, but let's come up with some superhuman vaccine.
Well, what they're saying now, the vaccine is probably strong enough. Just the first one now. That's what they're saying. I saw that today. So hopefully, look, the playbook is to get more vaccines online. We got Johnson & Johnson coming on board. We can get 3, 4, 5 of them things out there and get them into people's arms. Right now, I believe we've had 50 million distributed, and I believe like 25 to 26, something like that, in people's arms. You get that number up to 300 million. I think now we can see the end of the light at the end of the tunnel. That's the key right there. Hey, Willie, your thoughts here on a bland ass opening night for Super Bowl week?
what I thought about is players, and we've all been on the side of being players, and now we're all in the media. I know sometimes whether you win or whether you lose.
Who was a player? Derwin ain't played nothing. What the hell OG play?
Well,
hey, wait a minute. Time out. I got to take up for my brother D. How did he acquire that name, Dagwood? Hey, it was a coach that called him that,
right? What Blondie?
And Kevin does have coach in front of his name. OG is a coach.
Hey, right. Yeah, we've all played on played on some level. Come on that. So I say that because we've all been asked crazy questions, and you're like, man, we got to get that Russell Westbrook reaction that I won't say on the air. What? Like, so, yeah, right. So with that being said, when I look at the players, and I'm sure a lot of them are thinking this now, if they were being honest, right? As much as the media day or the media, when they have to go through radio roll and all that stuff, their responsibilities, as much as they will outwardly say, oh man, I don't feel like doing this, I bet you if they were being honest now, they would all say that they miss it.
I miss
because
you
that's
guys.
yeah.
They'd be like, give me a hug.
Yeah. Because that's part of it. This is all part of it, whether you like it or not. But I'm sure now during these times, a lot of them miss that. So that's the first thing I thought when I saw.
They understand the relationship. You guys build us up, you can tear us down, but there's a relationship there that sort of helps their bottom line as well.
No question. The most effective way you can get something done is let somebody else carry your flag for you, right? And so, if you can get in the media, you have an ally, and you don't have to say anything. Let the media carry it for you. So with that being said, I just look at that and I just think that, and I'm sure if they're all being honest, they say I miss this, and that's part of the energy of the Super Bowl.
Yeah, that's a good point. I was thinking about the LeBron Michael Jordan argument. You never really hear Jordan's take on it. Why? He's got all the damn media doing it for him.
That's it.
You don't need to.
We're all carrying his water.
Yeah.
We're just sitting there talking about Jordans for 2 minutes.
Right.
Like, hey, it is what it is.
It is what it is.
And I take that, and I took that personally.
Yeah. That's personal for me.
Tom Brady is taking personal against Father Time. Tom Brady is 43. Will he be 44? Yeah, he'll be 44 in August because I'm a year older than Tom Brady. I'll be 45 in October. Brady will be 44 in August, if I'm not mistaken. We'll look that up, but I'm pretty sure it's August because it's always during training camp when he turns his birthday. He's always said he wanted to play till he's 45. This was years ago. When I got to Boston in 06, he was saying this. So this is nothing new. And hell, he was in his late 20s then. Do you guys believe it? That he said now he wants to play past 45. I do. I always thought that number was around 48. Hell, Brady might get close to 50 if he can hack it. He will play past 45. I'm telling you guys.
Yep.
Am I crazy? OG, will he play past 45? I absolutely believe that.
Hey, this kind of, what was the movie?
Unless Giselle pulls his ass off the field. Now,
I was about to say, what is this? Any Given Sunday, where the wife was forcing him to go out there and play or whatever. And
Cat Rooney.
I mean, the thing about it is like, if you don't see, I was like, first of all, like everybody was trying to make it seem like he was on a decline. Like, and to me, I mean, you can have some bad seasons here and there, or lesser productive seasons than what you've had before. I mean, because for him, I don't think he's ever really had a bad season since he became Tom Brady. So it was right now, as long as they block him for him, he's never been the one. Like, he'll pick up some running yards here and there if he needs to, but he's not getting touched. I mean, he's a smart quarterback. I mean, if they're gonna block for him and catch for him, I could see him making an effort. But I mean, obviously as he gets older, older, and it sounds funny because he's 43 right now. I mean,
that's old.
He don't want to keep getting hit and taking hits and stuff like that. But he hasn't taken a lot of hits. So
that offensive line has played well the last about 8 weeks, man. Gosh, yeah, exactly. I thought that was a problem for them, but now they picked it up.
And look at him. Tom don't throw the long ball, but I mean when he does, I mean he's been doing whatever Tampa Bay needs to win. And like, if he can do all that without getting touched and everybody's being productive around him and they block him for him, it's cool. And the funny thing about the Super Bowl, what I've been talking about the whole time, Mahomes is coming in without both tackles. Like, without both starting tackles. That's crazy. Like, I mean, just to think about. Like, No, I think he's going to try. Whether he does it or not, we just have to wait and see.
Well, you got to answer the question. Will he do it?
Not no 48, 45. I say 45. Not anything past.
So
45.
245. So he'll play one more year.
Yeah.
You don't think he can play 2 or 3 more years?
I just don't see it. Like, I don't see it.
Okay, fair enough. Hey Willie, your thoughts? Brady, will he get to 45 and beyond?
I think he will, and it's a couple of things that I look at. I think he can do some George Blanda stuff, but I look at it and it makes me think a couple of things. Number one, when he was in New England, he talked a lot about, there was a lot of scuttlebutt about Giselle, and he promised her 2 more years.
Mm-hmm.
What this says to me, if he's entertaining these thoughts, what it says to me is maybe the move to Tampa has won her over, right? Where she is like, you know what, you want to rock out for longer, go right ahead.
Tropical, just like Brazil.
Right. So I think that's the first thing, that she's happy, and then I think the second thing for me as well, and I'll say this as a player, and I work in this stuff, in this basketball stuff, but there is absolutely nothing like playing. There is nothing like playing. So if you have the opportunity, that adrenaline rush that you get, that vice that you get from a competitive nature, you get addicted to that. You get that camaraderie that you have in the locker room. There is nothing that you can do that can replace that. Zero. And, we see with great athletes, and I'm not saying this will be the case with Brady, but we always see with great athletes that are transcendent ones that are super competitive. They're wired great for their respective sports, but not wired for life after that sport, because there's nothing that replaces that adrenaline rush that you get. It becomes your vice. So for me, if you have, and that was something that I struggled with after I got done playing. And I was working in NBA. So for me, if you could go out there and be effective and play at the level that he plays at, man, play until they tell you got to go home.
Till the wheels fall off.
Yeah.
Dagwood. Dagwood. He was talking about, how uber, competitive he is. Look, I think Tom Brady will keep playing, because a bad season for them is like, okay, 12-4. Maybe you lose in the divisional round or the, AFC championship, NFC championship game. He's always been on a good team. He doesn't have to, really hasn't taken any beatings. Really hardly I think one first round exit in the wild card round since basically his whole damn career. I think he's gone out in the wild card round once, and that was last year with New England. So he's always there. There's no mental fatigue or mental drain on him either. I'm telling you, he's going to do this. Y'all can think not. Go ahead.
I think absolutely he can. He's always talked about 45. I think he gets to 45, and he's in the Super Bowl now. So why would he continue playing? Because Tampa's not stupid. This is the greatest thing for them. They will continue to give him contracts or whatever he wants as long as he keeps carrying them to the Super Bowl. I mean, this is
that $50 million for 2 years, $25 million. May have been a little too rich for New England. That's a damn bargain.
This for Tampa. This is in that whole city. Yeah. This is beyond their wildest dreams because no one's ever hosted. They're hosting, and another difference I think with him being in Tampa, he was with New England for 20 years. He's more of a rock star, or more of a god in Tampa in that locker room because it's a younger bunch that's never won anything.
Right. So and Bruce Arians turns the reins over to him as well, because Belichick was still the guy in New England. Now, I want to throw this out there. People keep saying, well, he went to Super Bowls 46% of the times, 9 out of 21 seasons. People forget he didn't play his rookie year, so that don't even count. And then he got hurt 3 quarters into the first game in 2008. So basically, he played 18 years. He went to the Super Bowl in 9 of them. That's 50%.
Yeah, I mean, he could write his own check pretty much. He can play as long as he wants to play. I mean, early on, they were saying, oh, he can't throw the deep ball, and he looked a little erratic at times. And now I look at it, it was just trying to get acclimated with his receivers and people and them learning each other.
last 7 or 8 weeks. I think they're what are they? I think what are they 9-0 the last 9 weeks or something like that.
Yeah, they're averaging. They score like 36 points a game too, like something crazy.
And it's usually the other way around. Like he starts hot and then gets a little cold, and then in the playoffs, all he has to do is have 1 or 2 good games in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
They get a bye, and they'll steamroll somebody in the divisional round, play well in the championship game, and play well in the Super Bowl. 2 games and you're good.
Right, and he's also playing with a defense that is matured, and they're playing well. So even if he throws he threw 3 picks last week.
I think 3 straight possessions or 3 out of 4.
Yeah. Yeah. The way that defense is playing, and hats off to JPP. You know, the guy lost a couple of fingers a couple of years ago.
Yo, that dude is balling, man.
And he's balling out. Yeah. And all of those guys are balling
Shaq
out.
Barrett,
Shaq Barrett, all those
in the middle. Yep.
Yeah.
Man, I mean, part of that has to do with Brady being there and being a leader. And I said it when they signed him. As soon as he walks in that locker room, he has credibility. They're going to do whatever he says. They're going to follow him. And voila, he has taken them to a Super Bowl. For some of those guys, this doesn't happen without Tom Brady. And they know that. They know that.
Think back to in August or July, when we were showing video from the helicopter, aerials of those guys practicing at a Tampa Bay high school. And look how packed it was. It was the whole damn offense was there.
Yeah. And from a physiological standpoint too, when you get older, man, it's great to play in warm weather. And you play in a warm weather division as well.
Yep.
So that's another thing that can help, extend your career out a little bit more too. So yeah.
They play against 2 dome teams
tough game outside. And that's Carolina. 1 tough game outside.
Yeah.
And 2 of the teams in the division playing domes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So,
exactly.
I mean, he's, like I said, the nucleus of that squad. The only thing they had to do was get rid of Jameis Winston, turning the ball over 30 plus times. I mean, he wasn't giving him a chance. He was balling.
Yeah.
I mean, they bring in, Fournette early on didn't pay off, but Fournette down the stretch, he's paying off.
Sure.
Barber's playing. I would say Barber, but Ronald Jones is playing well. His presence is kind of elevated.
They got a squad, man. They're the one team. When you look at their roster, you're like, me and A. Willie, we were talking about we were talking about this on your show. It was like I have to think about it. I'll say very slight lean to Kansas City. Tampa Bay is right there when it comes to a complete roster, 53 man.
Yeah,
they got a damn good squad. Man,
they do.
We'll move on. Virtual Madden Pro Bowl. You guys' thoughts on this? It was good to see the guys some back and forth, some banter. Keyshawn Johnson can't play.
Let's stop talking about LA guys, man. Y'all stop talking about LA guys. I ain't having that today.
I'm the worst Madden player. Keyshawn Johnson might be worse than I am. Well, what do you guys think about the virtual thing? I saw Coach K and I were looking online on Twitch and saw it, and then it aired on TV, kind of like what we do with Black News Channel. They cut it up, ran it for what was it, an hour and a half, I believe, Coach K?
It was about an hour and a half. Yeah,
it was an hour and a half on NFL Network. I thought Strahan and Clarissa Thompson did a good job, and the guys were I tell you what, I see why they have to not run it on TV live. But what did I say, Coach K, when I saw Marshawn?
Being Marshawn.
Nope.
Marshawn ain't got no filter. He's straight Oakland.
Colorful language.
Yeah.
Hey, did you? I don't know if you heard the NFL Network version, but I was like, hold on, why does my sound keep going out? I'm like, oh, it's Marshawn cursing. Okay.
Yeah. Nah, I think
business.
I think when it comes to gaming, I think a lot of people are always curious to who can really play, and especially if it's their respective sport.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's entertaining. The competitive gamers are probably, of course they'll look at it different, but I mean, I think it's always entertaining, especially when you get the big personalities. And even though they may not be good at the game, they're gonna make a spectacle of it. So I like it. I think it's good.
It was reminiscent of. It reminded me of what you guys did with the NBA 2K League. Same sort of like virtual studio. It had the nice little whoosh, the little pan through the virtual studio, and it got to the main part and went into Clarissa and Strahan, and then it had the 4 guys on the side. I'm like, okay, they produced it up. It looked good. That's what happens when the NFL has some sort of imprint on it, or legit network on it. So I thought it looked pretty good. What do you think, A. Willie?
No, it was good. I like it. I like what the NFL is doing. They are, one thing that this pandemic is doing is it's forcing everybody to be creative. And the NFL can't rest on its laurels anymore in terms of just being the most popular game. But so what they're trying to do is take a page out of that NBA playbook where it's people are looking at, man, where's James Harden going? What did LeBron say to the fan? The NBA has mastered they've mastered controlling the American sports conscious. So I think the NFL is trying to take a page out of that book and saying, hey, as we look for more creative ways to continue to make money, this is one of them. So I like it. It's good.
Dagwood, your thoughts? Did you like it? I mean, look, it was nice. It was produced up. Had the Pro Bowl colors and things of that nature. The look from a production standpoint.
Yeah, guys being competitive and going back and forth. So Jamal Adams and Marshawn.
I saw your Seattle guys got to stop, man.
What are you talking about? I saw what Keyshawn, he lateraled the ball in the end zone on a kickoff. And Henry's face was like, didn't somebody say, we're just gonna run the clock out, and then next thing you know, Keyshawn tosses the ball and it's just laying there? Priceless. It's funny.
What did you think about the format? It was two guys played 1 quarter apiece, so the 4 guys each got a quarter. Deshaun Watson was on there as well. So I liked his demeanor, which was, I'm kind of like the beginning of the sprint. I just want to get us out to a lead, and you guys take it over. I don't want to screw this thing up. I love this demeanor on that. Well, what do you guys think about the format real quickly?
Cool. I mean, competitors if you're a real competitor, it don't matter what we playing. You want to win. Yeah. Those are competitive juices come out. It's still bragging rights. AFC want to say they beat the NFC, whether it be on the field, on some grass, or on that video game. It's bragging rights. And I mean, see our guys, our favorite players play against each other, still be competitive in a game that we play in our living rooms. Is a beautiful thing. I liked it.
Go ahead, Willie. OG, jump in here. Anything on the format?
I think Durbin pretty much nailed it. I mean, these guys were elite players for a reason. I think in all sports, just being ultra competitive. So even it doesn't matter if it's a game or the actual sport, they want to win. And like you say, in that case, they want to be able to represent their conference and get the dub.
Yeah, Keyshawn.
Yeah, I think the NFC won. I think by like a few touchdowns, like 30-something to 12 or something like that. 30-something to 16. It was something like that.
And Larry, this way nobody gets hurt. No torn ACL. You ain't got to worry about
no Robert Edwards, man. No Robert Edwards, man.
Coaches are sleeping well at night right now.
Yeah.
And the
Robert Edwards.
Only thing that can get hurt is your pride, because the AFC, Snoop and those guys, they took a beating.
Man, hey, look, y'all, I'm telling you, stop talking about California cats, man.
It's been a rough day for the Cali guys, man. Now we're going to go to my favorite segment. I want to hear from the other coach, OG King Ivan Curtis with 2 S's. Talk to us about the NBA 2K League and the Combine, which started, I believe, yesterday, right?
Yes, the Combine will be going on this week. It'll be the first 2 days open. Then they're gonna go into recession, and then to play the next 2 days competitive. The pool was built differently this year. Actually, the process has been changed the last few years, where they've opened it up where they allow organizations to host tournaments, and the winners of those tournaments. Last year it was 2 players that you could select off the winning team to advance to the draft pool, and then you could select another player from the tournament that may be on the losing team. This year, all 5 players who win the tournament get into the pool, and then you still have what they call a prospect badge, where maybe, of course, your team didn't win, but you still played well, and it gives you an opportunity to get into the draft pool. Now, from all the events that was held, it's over almost 300 prospects coming into this year's combine and draft, and there's only 62 spots. So right now it's a dogfight this week, and people trying to perform and play well, and in hopes to move on to the next stage of the combine, and then obviously from there move on to the draft.
OG, I saw, man, you got your TV up, man. You got a monitor up watching all of the other leagues. And talk to me about that, man. I thought that was pretty cool. I'm like, man, that's the sign of a coach and GM right there. Leaving no stone unturned.
Yeah.
You know
Needles
what
in the haystack.
Hey, I bought my daughter a new TV. That's her old TV. It's like a 32-inch. I got her a 50-inch for her birthday. So I took her TV and I was like, you know what? Let me hang another TV up so I can just keep it on Twitch all day long, like, and just watch games all day long. And that's pretty much what I do. I click it on when I get up. I click and find out who's playing, and then throughout the rest of the day, I just call it Scout TV.
That's it.
Have you seen anything that said, okay, this was worth my time?
I mean, of course, here and there. I mean, obviously, I've seen a lot of the talent that's been playing. It's just a matter about them stepping up in the moment. That really shows the most, because in the 2K league, every game is worth some dollars. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, you kind of look at situations and see how people perform under pressure. I mean, we try to check his comms as much as we can for those who have them on during the streams and stuff like that. But yeah, I haven't seen too much. I mean, too much of the unexpected.
So nobody stood out. I'm not saying who you're going to draft.
Say, you know what? I will say, it was some performers last night that's trying to make a name, especially like one woman in particular, AB Pureblood, 20. She's a sharpshooter, and she had some games last night where she led all scores. So
sharp, huh?
Okay. Yeah, she averaged over 20 points last night. She was actually, I think, the star of the night. The combine. That's award that Black Frank White, the NBA 2K League ambassador.
Graham Borden.
He gave out that award today, and so
tell Graham I said what's up, man.
You know I will. Actually, at the end of the month, I'm putting a panel together for Black History Month, and he's gonna be on it with some other people. So we're gonna stream it live on Twitch.
Nice.
Be pretty good.
Good stuff. Let me ask you this: the odds of a woman being in the NBA 2K League this year, pretty high.
I think we're gonna get one, if not two.
I was going to ask you, will it be more than one?
Yeah, I think it's a high. It's a high. I mean, the way. See, this is the thing. The way that they're doing it, where we actually get to see them play the top competition or the top prospects. It gives us a better eye, and I've been talking about that. It's kind of tough in our league where we don't have a grassroots system just yet that's official. We don't have a sanctioned grassroots league where if you want to join the 2K league, you have to play, and therefore we would see competition and prospects playing all of the time. And like it's other leagues to play in, and there's less competition, so you don't really get a good test. I want to see all the prospects play against the retained players, the protected players, so we can really get a good, clear view of what you can do against the best in the world. And we don't always get opportunities like that. So I think it doesn't help them as much as other players who play night in and night out all day and all night. Like you can't be a prospect and other players are playing 10 to 20 games a day, and you're only playing 5 or 6. And then too, it's against lesser competition. So you're not doing yourself any justice. And that's something that I've always put out there to not only women gamers, but that's trying to make the league, but males too. Like, because at that point, it just seems like, a sense of entitlement. Like you're not really working to earn the spot.
Yeah, that's important. Good point. Real quickly, 10 seconds or less. Will you guys be in studio this year at any point?
I think
probably going to start online, right?
Yeah, we're going to start remote. I think it's going to be a shot, though. I do.
You got to think about a playoffs, right? At least.
Yeah. I think
limited fans or something. Yeah,
Yeah, it's going to. Yeah, I don't think we want to do that. I think if there's a will, it's going to happen.
Okay. Well, good luck to you guys. Let's go ahead and close out the show. Compete Forever on Black News Channel this weekend, Coach K. Episode 36, Black News Channel and Ashley. 11 a.m. and 6 p.m. Eastern, both days, Saturday and Sunday. Episode 36, the Compete Forever Mad League Season 54. NFC wildcard, myself, Jay Alford, former Giants player, Super Bowl champ, and also Dagwood, affectionately known as Derwin Worrell, working the sidelines. I got to see Dagwood a little bit this past weekend with the AFC, bringing the good questions, keeping us on task. So once again this weekend, Comcast Xfinity, Dish Network, ATT Uverse, Direct TV Channel 342, where I watch it in my crib, Charter Spectrum cable systems as well. So check it out Saturday and Sunday, both days, 11 a.m. Eastern and 6 p.m. Eastern, both days. Episode 36, Compete for Madden League Season 54, NFC Wildcard. Any shout outs before we get out of here? Coach K?
No, shout outs to BNC.
Hey, no question.
No, there's a reason for that.
Oh, he the plug.
Oh boy.
Oh, he the plug.
Right with my G shot.
Hey,
I heard he shot. Oh boy. OG, any shout outs?
I mean, for all the players out there tonight that's competing in the combine, I'll just be ready to show up and show out. All eyes on you.
Oh, okay. I hear it, man.
Yes, sir.
Hey,
Yes, sir.
and make sure that you're a good teammate, man. It ain't all about scoring points. What else can
facts.
you do?
Facts.
You do. You heard OG checking comms too.
Yeah, we need.
I'm
we
here
need
for the Twitter
We
drama.
need 3 players. So
Exactly. We need teammates.
I want to see the Twitter drama.
enough of that.
Dagwood, real quickly, we got to get out of here. Come on, what you got? Unmute yourself.
I just think it'd be real dope to see a woman in OG's league. I think that'd be really nice. So.
Had one in season 2. I think it's going to happen this year. That's why I asked him. I feel the momentum heading that way. Great job, OG, with the game her stuff as well, man.
Yeah, fact. Yeah.
That was good, dude.
Yes, sir.
Man. So
Yeah, it's funny.
I see everything, brother. I got you back.
It's funny talking about that just for a quick second is that like people hit me up all the time about different things and not realizing like I knew her, but I didn't know that was her brand. Mm-hmm. So like it just everything hit and it worked out. I mean, it was just good vibes and good energy. I mean, she a very good woman, run a solid business, got some good merchandise. Like, I mean, and she's been gaming for a long time. So I just like everything that she does, and it kind of worked out for her. She was looking for a way to get some more pub about what she does, and my platform is definitely for that. So just shout out to Jess Davis, owner and founder of Game Her. You can find her everything about her at www.gameher.com.
Good stuff, yeah, absolutely, man. I got to see some of that. So you guys did a tremendous job right there, man. It's some good outreach with the female gamers out there. We're definitely rooting for them, and got to see somebody in season 4 this year, a young lady in the NBA 2K League. Hey, Willie, shout outs before we get out of here, boss.
Hey, shout out to Kelly. Shout out to Renee. Shout out to the family. Yeah. So shout out to them. Also, too.
Kelly's getting docked pay, though. He's supposed to be here today. So we don't take something from nothing.
So also, too, coming up pretty soon here before the Super Bowl, I need everybody. I need the Connect gang to come through and see the show that my man LL and myself put together. And we got some more coming with the esportsXTRA family. So check that out. Once again, it's on RTO, Real Talk Only.
There you go.
Yeah, we were on there thugging in our Reeboks too. We were doing that. Yeah, check us on Vocal. Hey, check us on Vocal. The Antonio Williams Show. VOKAL.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me on, brother. We'll
I appreciate you getting on there, man.
Oh, absolutely. I got your back like chiropractic. Speaking of having your back, I got this girl's back and her daughter. Shout out to Jess and Layla, 2 of my favorite ladies and girls in the entire world. It's good talking to you guys. I'll talk to you guys tonight. Y'all be safe. Have some fun tonight. Play some games. A little hot chocolate, maybe. Some movies. Like to hear about it? Thanks for watching esportsXTRA, the only live call-in sports show talking traditional sports, esports, and gaming. We'll see you guys tomorrow right here. Once again, live on Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook, 7 p.m. Eastern. Make it a good night. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.